come out here. We love seeing people come out, play games, show up, show out, and just have a good time with it. But speaking of having a good time with it, we're about to have another good match coming up on stream for you. Of course, we've got JuneBug. If you've been watching any of DFW Excerpt, you're going to know a bit about her. She's a very, very solid Axel main, the Guitar Hero Axel controller player herself. Always a positive force for the scene, and just a strong Axel main, a character you kind of see a little bit unrepresented around these places. And of course, you got CowDefenestrator on the other side. That means he throws cows out of windows, so I don't know what character to expect because I haven't seen any of his matches so far. But I'm excited to see what we get up in this game. One of the things that's worth noting about Axel, you know, especially going into these matches and watching this sort of stuff, is that Axel as a character is constantly going to be asking questions, right? He's the premier zoner of this game. He has incredibly powerful ranged buttons from 3/4 string forward, and so he's constantly going to to stay away from you and cause problems. Looks like CowDefenestrator plays Venom. Venom is another zoner. Bit more of a hybrid in this game. His goal is to set up his pool balls, knock them into you, set up pressure, and use pool balls to create really good lockdown pressure and run mix-ups on you between highs and lows, right? So it's really going to be up to him to get those first interactions and close the distance on Axel, but it can be pretty difficult thanks to pool balls being able to travel once they get built up in charge, because Axel doesn't have great options to cover that full screen range, right? So if you see June retreat a lot, you know, to 3/4 screen, it makes it easy for CowDefenestrator to walk all the way back, create that final distance that he needs, and just close out these matches. But I'm curious to see what the round start's going to be. Both of them backing off, trying to get in those preferred range, and already Cow setting up those pool balls. Not going to work out. JuneBug gets the first big interaction. Is going to go ahead and start pushing her advantage to get this started. Throwing out those buttons and just trying to cover space. Axel, his big weakness, he can only cover the ground or the air at any given time. He can't cover both, at least not for free, not without spending some meter, right? So June's doing a good job of making these callouts and trying to threaten that, hey, I'm going to control the air, I'm going to control the ground. Was not able to connect Rinson into that, but finds another pickup instead. Going to go ahead and push back into the corner. Good anti-airs, dropping Cow back into the side, not really able to get anything started. And again, trying to throw pool balls, but just getting counter hit by these strong 2Hs. Good stuff for JuneBug going ahead and taking the first round. Remember, this is Winner Simmy's nice parry to start it off, challenging Cow, not going to let Cow get anything started. And JuneBug being a bit more confrontational at the start of this one, not backing off, trying to force the issue, because if you let Venom get set up, he becomes a really big nuisance, right? And you see how she's pushing back already and trying to set up the charge. But Cow's going to get a hit. He's going to go ahead and start setting up some pool balls. Runs up for the grab, pushes into the corner. You've got to burst that. You do not want to be stuck in the corner against Venom. It will only get worse for you. And JuneBug doing a good job of fighting her way out, challenging with these instant air dash buttons, just trying to control space. Big lows, stick out those 5Ps. YR sees the charge, not to get hit, but instead gets clipped by the pool balls anyways. Venom gets a cool ball on his throw, allows him for setups, and is going to go ahead and start some chip. Goes for the overhead, goes back down in the low. June's not blocking it. You're going to set up another in the corner, push back in, knockdown, and we're watching another setup live here. All of this does a good amount of damage in chip, and you're seeing June's not spending FD to avoid that chip damage, and will slowly and get led out by it. Good job by Cow taking back the initiative that round. This time June going back to a further range, trying to play where Axe is more comfortable with, but Cow just doing a better job of setting up pool balls and being proactive, forcing June to come and approach him and try to create him. The pool ball behind her counter hits, and now Cow is going to get a really good setup. Another low, you want to burst that. You do not want to end up in the corner against Venom, and is fighting her way back, doing a good job pushing to that mid-screen. Good anti-air. Going to get a nice little pickup here. Axel has a good amount of damage that he can do. Tries to get a nice little reset on the ground. It's not going to work out, so instead opts to just stay back and control this space. From this half screen, 3/4 screen, it is very hard to contest Axel. You see Cow having some struggles with it. Nice. Full screen gets the charge up, and we're just going to juggle a little bit into the red RC, close out the match. June with a solid 1-0 lead so far. I believe it is. It's Winner Simmy's. Yeah, first to two. So you got one more match before you get winners finals. And again, the winner's going to punch their ticket and be able to play Evangeline here. So I'm curious to see how they're going to do. Cow, not somebody I'm familiar with in the area. I don't think I've seen him personally out in too many events, so it's really awesome to see him come out here. June already with a good starting lead, pushing Venom to the corner, preventing him from being able to walk back and being able to close the space he wants. But Cow doing a good job of faking up his jump-ins, holding that FD to keep from getting anti-aired, and just playing safe and patient, trying to work his way out, working through it, but not able to get a significant enough hit to stop it. June just covering the ground so effectively that YRC Rinson closing out and destroying those pool balls. Good buttons. Instant air dash in, gets the overhead. Gonna go ahead and pick up for a bomber. Not gonna follow up into a full loop, but just gets a cheeky little reset. Staying here pretty cautious, and once again, that YRC Rinson anti-air covering the ground and air at once. That's the only way you can do it, is by spinning that meter. Cow not FDing, not really having a meter of it at the time to do so, and unfortunately just got clipped out. Good start for June, already pushing into that comfortable range. Watched for the teleport and immediately punished. Great awareness by JuneBug. Charging up again, looking to catch Cow doing something silly again, but Cow a bit more patient this time. Sends a pool ball in first, exploratory, and then air dashes behind it. Sets up, nice stuff. Getting the corner, going for not quite the harder combo, going for the nice, simple, easy combo, setting up some pool balls. Not getting the lockdown though. June doing a good sense of jumping out, tries to challenge, but gets too deep. Fake throw. Good pressure. All these pool balls are going to start making the guessing game a little bit more difficult. Late air dash going to open up for that overhead. And Cow in a really comfortable position here. Tries to stick out a button, but whiffs the meat. He was liable to get VP'd. Doesn't come out from June. Burst. Dark Angel. Dark Angel is an incredible super. Either you FD it and lose all of your meter, or you don't FD it and lose all of your life to chip. It is a scary place to be, and Cow pushing to the corner, doing a good job of taking damage off with chip. Knows June can't kill off this combo. June's going to have to find an optimal, pretty decent starter. Nice, the YRC on the stinger, giving you time to go up and air throw. Cow once again pushing this one round apiece. Let's see if he can make those adjustments. One thing I was noticing that's getting him in trouble is when he doesn't send pool balls out as an exploratory way to set up. When June can deny his setup and prevent him from pressing those buttons freely, it becomes much harder. But the early interaction, pushing her to the corner, that 6P deep, closing her back out, knocking her back down into the corner, setting up. We're doing the easy combos. We don't need to flex. We just need to keep her locked down and working out nicely. Drop a little bit sloppy, but you don't need to be super clean when he's stuck in the corner like this. JuneBug needs to find a way. Has the meter to dead angle, has the meter to try to blitz, not going to use it, tries to stick out a 5K and instead gets closed out. Cow with a perfect to set this one apiece. Looking real nice for a competitor that I'm not as familiar with. That's really, really good stuff. June, of course, well known in the area. She wins a lot of extra tournaments out in the area. She places highly at the one she doesn't win. She's a strong competitor across the board. So again, the onus is on her to make the adjustments and keep Cow from getting set up and doing what she was doing the first few rounds that she's been winning. Cow just doing a good job staying a little bit farther away, forcing June to commit to more committal buttons. Without RC, it's a little bit risky because you can't afford to YRC that stuff, right? Rinse and YRC, gets clipped by a pool ball, teleport around, but doesn't get anything. The button whiffs because she was crouching, and instead June gets a throw, gets a little bit of a pickup, nothing too crazy. Rinse and YRC again. Goes for the overhead, nice just block, but not able to punish. That's a hard move to punish, even when you just block it to give yourself more frame advantage. But again, just hitting these strong buttons, double overhead. Cow not getting anything started. June's doing a good job of suffocating this time, staying that half range or closer range, so any one of his buttons will hit, and closing the round out very confidently. Cow had a chance to get something started, but didn't get the hit, was too high up, and it whiffed on June's crouching frame and got thrown for it and set back into the corner. And this is much similar. Set in the corner early, get hung by the legs and blown up. June putting her back into the corner. Cow struggling to get anything going, gets clipped. This is a bad situation. Cow's looking really poor. Ooh, bad safe jump. Gets you air thrown. June going to choose to burst out of that. Doesn't want to be set up in the corner against Venom. That's the path to lose. Cow does still have burst, so has a lot of options, but June has a good amount of meter. Options for dead angle, options for RCs. Tries to super to punish. Really risky burst by Cow, knowing the amount of meter that June had, but it worked out. Unfortunately, gets clipped by a Rinsen anyways, and you just pick it up into the air combo. JuneBug going to go ahead and close it out with a compelling 2-1. It was a really close game, but that third match,